it meant anything goes. Anyone could die, anyone could fall in love, anyone could die, anyone could fall in love, anyone could die, anyone could die.
Age of Apocalypse.
Concept was so cool.
Age of Apocalypse.
Concept was so cool.
People couldn't believe it. They had to believe it. People couldn't believe it. They had to believe it. Everything that you hit on the known level. Out the window. Everything that you hit on the known level. Out the window. Everything that you hit on the known level. Out the window.
Depends on how much dick we talk about.
Yes. Well, I assume that in this metal harness that Bishop is in, there's a dick, one of those like dick metal things.
Sure. Yeah.
Like how Xavier had kind of thing. So, yeah.
I'm Jeremy Greer.
And I am Gary Butterfield.
And this is Days of Future Cast, where we talk about dick metal.
Yeah. Just before this, we had said dick metal. It's not a genre of music.
It probably
and we're
is.
talking about the age of
at this point.
dick metal.
Yeah.
It could be a genre of music or a man.
Sure.
Hello, I'm dick metal.
I would go to see a concert from dick metal, probably.
I don't think I would.
Okay. Well,
I think I'm not. We're talking about the Age of Apocalypse.
Yes.
Here.
Still.
I think it's the Age of Apocalypse, given how the podcast has been going. And we're doing Amazing X-Men with a pretty good cover here.
Yeah.
Bishop. Reverse crucified on a lump of something.
Sure. Yeah. Probably like a lump of mutant. like
Yep.
This was probably discarded mutant that they used for, crucifixion purposes. And what if they just kept, what if we just kept crucifying people over other people that were crucified? Like you'd end up with one of these.
Like a copy of a copy of a copy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
a telephone pole with a poster on it.
Sure. Yeah, exactly. Where now it's just an inch thick of dudes that we didn't want in the Roman Empire.
If I ever get crucified, which I really hope that I don't, I hope they use a fresh cross. Like it's a modest ask.
I don't know,
but
if it was the choice between a fresh, never been used, or one that's like kind of been sanded a little bit from the previous dead body, so it's a little smoother, so you don't get as many thorns in your back. You know what I'm saying? Like I know I'm wearing the crown. Like I got that, but I mean we're talking about my back now, so
extra thorns. Yeah, bonus thorns.
Someone on my Facebook posted a picture of what it and it was, of course, it was shared from some site or something, but it was like the view from the cross, and the caption was just powerful, and it was just literally like a point of view picture, like looking down and like imagine it's the grandest Christian crossover you've ever seen. Like the three wise men were there. Did you know that? The three wise men showed up at the crucifixion. They were there at the beginning to the end, dog. Like ride or die.
It was like that scene from the end of Avengers.
It's exactly that. Yeah.
I was hoping the caption would just be ow, 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 ow. It sucks.
Oh, man. It would suck so bad to get crucified. Hate it.
It fucking hurts.
This is the Amazing X-Men. This is Magneto's team. Magneto's been kidnapped. Storm is around. She's in love with Quicksilver. Quicksilver is in love with her. Neither one of them have talked about it, though. That's a bummer. We've also got...
And they may not get a chance to.
Yeah, true. We've also got Banshee, and who is around, and then Bishop, who is from, of course, the correct future, trying to convince these people that actually Xavier is alive, and Steve Jobs is not just an actor. He created Apple. And they're like, why does that matter to us? We do not care.
Yeah. This issue is kind of all over the place. They do a lot of work to try to get all the X-Men together. In this one, because it's work they didn't do in Amazing X-Men or Astonishing X-Men #4.
Yes.
So we start off with the Madri, which is one of the, that's been a low key kind of like subplot of the whole thing. This Church of the Madrox thing. And that's basically the main antagonist of this issue.
Yes.
And it's pretty cool. They got Bishop strung up, reverse crucified, and they speak in like an old timey font. They're collecting his blood in a chalice. You know,
What kind of font do you think you speak in? Like, are you straight Times New Roman? Are you a Calibri guy? What are you doing?
as long as it's sans serif, I think I'm all right. Like,
You don't know
really
what
don't
that
want a
means.
serif font. Of course I know what that means. Yeah. I know what sans serif means. I just don't want a serif font. I want like an Arial.
Sure.
Maybe. Yeah.
Oh,
But
well,
there's a font called
Wingdings.
Garamond, which is closer to my name. You're going to speak in Wingdings, eh?
Right? Like, that's,
Cypher could translate Wingdings.
I mean, if he wasn't drinking, maybe.
Yeah. Like, I love the idea of him getting drunk and then everybody starts talking to each other in Webdings.
Dude, yeah, you give that dude a hit of acid, and then what happens to all the fonts on the page, right?
Yeah, it's all emojis.
Oh, that's good. So yeah, Bishop is being tortured. They're basically cutting the dude open and drinking his blood and talking in like a bunch of like old religion kind of stuff. And yeah, they're basically want to know what's happening with him and trying to get him to talk. When Storm shows up to save him.
Yeah, I love. They have the chalice. They're pouring blood. The blood freezes. Why this sudden cold? Like, there's never been a crossover that disrespected Iceman more than this one.
I thought the same thing. I'm like, really?
It's fucking incredible.
You're literally having storm free stuff? Like, you've got a guy named Iceman. That's his old deal.
Yeah. And he wasn't doing anything in the other comic.
No.
Like, yes, I know he's on the other team, but we haven't seen him for 4 issues for some reason.
He's been
It's
absent.
so weird.
If you tell me he's Apocalypse, like, I would believe it. If fucking some, I'm not even.
Editor's note: look for Iceman in the first issue of this comic. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised.
Spot the Iceman. If you can spot the Iceman in every single issue of the Age of Apocalypse crossover, you get a no prize.
Get a fucking no prize. Yeah,
Oh,
Jesus
dude.
Christ. So yeah, it's Storm.
It's Storm.
Which, like, Storm's cool.
Yeah.
Like, I like Storm. It's just silly that, like, I just feel like her being able to freeze things as well as Iceman feels like a cheat.
Yes. So she blasts everybody out with hurricane force gales. She pops out her lockpicks to free Bishop from the techno padlock.
Yeah, it's been locked. They used a lock on this thing.
What does this key look like, my dude? Like, what are we dealing with here, right? Autumn's horse trailer
so
has like
silly.
a weird like I don't even know how you like, it's a round thing with some pokies on it or whatever, like it's not a standard key, and like I have to imagine it's one of those, like it looks something dumb like that.
Yeah, that is amazing. So they basically Bishop's like, are you alone? Like, this is bad shit. She's like, no, but we don't have all the X-Men. Like, Quicksilver and Banshee are doing something else. We cut over to them. They're sneaking in dressed up as Madrai or other people, because this guy's not a Madrai, this monk.
Yeah, this is a guard.
That's just a guy. Like, who's this guy? They knock him out. Banshee does it by scrambling his inner ear, hurting all the dogs and cats in a 100-mile radius.
I mean, let's be honest. Like, there's probably not a lot of those left in this universe. You know,
no. And they go through. They're trying to find the original Madrox, and they find him. And this image of like Jamie Madrox in a diaper drooling is something I've had associated with the Age of Apocalypse like ever since I first read it.
It is haunting.
Like, this made a really big impression on 15-year-old Gary. I was like, really, like, holy shit. Like, the idea of them keeping this guy like tortured and incoherent and just drooling in a diaper so they can clone him to make a religious order is one of the coolest ideas, I think, in the whole comic.
Yeah, it's terrifying. And like exactly what you think, but like, okay, like we have the ability, like you can easily clone, this dude can easily clone himself. Like, let's turn that into a religion, says Apocalypse. Like, it makes, like, I could see the jump, right? Like, you can see him going, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, cool, let's do it. Yeah.
Yeah. Beast, make him push his limits and restrain him. And I also was thinking now as an adult looking at this, one of these people has to change Jamie Madrox's diaper.
Yeah, that was definitely the
Isn't
dude.
that wild?
That was definitely the dude outside, right? Like, that's like
they knocked out.
Yeah, 100%.
He's probably happy about it. Like, just like, yeah,
Finally.
fucking knock me out, King.
This dude shits constantly.
Yeah, he just, I try to feed him less, and then Apocalypse gets mad, and all the Madrai get a headache. So I just, but yeah, this is a great image, like really cool, creepy reveal. What I'm less in the pocket for is the rest of this issue is Banshee and Quicksilver trying to decide if they can ethically kill him.
Yeah.
And there's so much media that I think if with an enlightened attitude towards mercy killing would just short circuit. Like, yeah, this guy's had a really rough life and everything, but he's so clearly in pain and in rough times. He asked you to kill him immediately. And that's your whole point of you coming here to save Bishop and stuff. Like, the reality hangs in the balance. Like, fucking Quicksilver, snap this dude's neck.
Or let Banshee do it. Like, if you can't have this on your conscience, right? Like this seems like an open and shut case to me. Like, and I get that heroes shouldn't kill or whatever. Like, I get that thing, but like also maybe you could just kill him. Like, it would be like this reality is literally like it's a punt. Like, nobody's gonna care. Like, nobody's gonna remember this except for the next crossover that gets weird. Like, go ahead and just kill him. Doesn't matter. You got to save Bishop.
And just like so much hangs in the balance. You know, and I mean, I think for an argument for like euthanasia, like so much hangs in the balance. This man's existence has been absolute hell, and he's begging you to kill him. You know, just do it. Like, what were you going to do? What was your plan in coming here? You know, it's a little frustrating how much time is spent on that to kind of create a little bit of fake drama. We cut back to the mansion with the other X-Men team, including a cameo eagle-eyed readers can see of a certain Bobby Drake.
That's who that is.
Show up at the mansion. Yeah.
I didn't recognize him.
I
love the like this image is of course like the astonishing team. So we've got Blink and Morph and Rogue and Wildcat and Sabretooth. And Sabretooth has Wildcat on this chain, which makes me think he just like operates Wild Child, excuse me. He just operates Wild Child like a morning star. Like, just twirls him and like throws people.
He's a DLC weapon.
Exactly. Yeah. This is Ivy's this is Ivy's sword, except at the other end is Wild Child.
Ivy's iconic Wild Child. Rogue asks Bishop what happened, and he can smell like Magneto was here, Plasma Fight was here, Apocalypse was here, and now there's nothing. Even though Colossus is here, the Rusky and his wife is here, and a kid. And they think it's Charles, but really it's Illyana.
It is indeed.
And here is where Colossus and Shadowcat admit that they killed the entire next generation of X-Men. And they're rather cold about it. People get over this pretty quick. Other than Blink.
Yeah. Blink seems extremely
even
upset.
Shadowcat. They're dead, Rogue. Can't waste time crying. Let's worry about the living. Okay.
Let me smoke my cigarette in peace, Rogue.
Yeah. It's also weird too, because I think that the artist might have gotten this, that is definitely Shadowcat by the costume, but it turns into like an illusion, like Dazzler.
Oh,
who also has a very similar haircut, I think, and also smokes.
I don't know about the smoking, but I just thought this was like her turning intangible so that Rogue wouldn't be touching her anymore.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely what is happening.
Okay. It's
just really weird that they do it through this illusion, because Dazzler has been portrayed as somebody who makes these illusions and also looks pretty similar in this. They're going to go find Dazzler and Exodus, though, as they go down to the sewers to look for their kid.
Yeah. Where they promptly run into Gambit and Dazzler and Jubilee and other people who I've already forgotten the name of because they just keep showing
Exodus
up.
and Leela Cheney.
There you go.
They don't have the baby. And then we cut over to Gambit being thrown out of the mansion.
Skapow.
By Rogue, who is going to murder Gambit, who is apparently also turning intangible.
I didn't understand
panel.
what was happening here at all. other
than
just weird
art.
Desaturated
look, like, it looks cool, but I don't know why it's happening.
Yeah.
Also, take a look at this panel, the second panel, or the third panel where Gambit is there on the ground. Are those his legs?
That's a good question.
Because if so, his spine is irrevocably broken.
Gambit's out of the fight. This is how he goes out.
Gambit has been torn into two pieces, if those are his legs.
I really wish in the Skapow panel you would see his boots flying off, because then we could say it was just his boots. Like, she literally knocked him out of his boots. But unfortunately...
Yeah, she knocked him out of his... It has to be. Like, those cannot be his legs. There's no way.
I don't know what's happening.
It's so fucking weird.
Or she knocked a different X-Man out of the mansion too. Yeah.
That's Jubilee, who she also punched for being an accessory to losing a baby.
Sure. Yeah. Why not? We go back over to Quebec, where they were holding Bishop, and Bishop and Storm are basically trapped by all of these Magi. Storm has the ability to make green power beams now, which is interesting. Weather beams.
Pure unadulterated weather. On the weather map where they show a storm front moving in?
Yeah, this is the green part.
Use a certain color to signify weather. This is that color.
Okay. If it was me, I would just move right to the red. Like I wouldn't try to. I would go to the 7+ inches of flooding instead of hanging out.
I also
with
might
the
shoot lightning if it were me.
Yeah, or also maybe free some guys.
Yeah, hey, I guess you can do Iceman shit. So fuck it.
What if
and they're on the back.
What if Storm just showed up with an ice slide one day and Bobby Drake was like, "Excuse me."
Just pardon me, Robert. By the goddess, I've stolen your power. She can't do very much because she's inside, and Bishop is really weakened, so he can only shoot so many blasts backwards. So they're on the back foot. We cut over to Quicksilver and Banshee, where Madrox is like, "For the love of God, please fucking kill me. If you kill me, it'll stop all the replicants. We'll cripple Apocalypse's army, and it will save your girlfriend. Just do it."
And Quicksilver's like, "I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. You haven't convinced me yet."
Yeah, we can't do it. It's not his fault. This is so annoying. And this gives him enough time for Abyss to show up and start fripping. Pops up into the room. He's not dead. There's an amazing line in this that I really love, where Abyss is like, "Into the abyss, I'm back. Don't you just love my dramatic entrances?" And Banshee's comeback is, "No, we don't." It was a rhetorical question, Sean. Jesus Christ, the X-Men are such nerds. Like,
dude, I love it so much. No, it'd be even better if it was no, we do not. Would have been.
Yeah. It's so ridiculous. So he's basically threatening them. He's like, "We defeated you once, we can defeat you again." He's like, "No, you didn't really defeat me. And also Bishop and the woman you love is going to die. Oh, are you surprised I knew that? It's because I've seen and I know all your deepest secrets."
Yeah.
Because you were inside me.
And your deepest secret is that you're kind of scared of everything. And Sean is like, "Yeah, it's the apocalypse, dog. Like, this is fucking weird. That dude is wearing a diaper." Like, I'm a little weirded out.
I'm a grown man and another grown man changed it.
You are constantly fripping. Like, I don't even know what a frip is, but you're doing it.
You just keep making the sound. So Banshee at this point, he's like, Abyss is like, "Nobody can stop me. You only have 5 minutes before they die." And Banshee's like, "I can stop you." And this is his sacrifice. Like, he's his big heroic sacrifice. I believe a better world is possible. He goes inside Abyss and screams to kill him. Basically, Abyss is just a walking weak point in this. Like, all anyone has to do is go inside him and use their powers. And Abyss fucking dies.
To be fair, I have that same weekness. Like, if you just went inside me and used a power, I would be done. That would be it for Jeremy.
You didn't have to use a power. Like, you just like, I'd fucking die. Abyss is so weak sauce in this for a horseman.
Yes, absolutely.
But Sean sacrificed himself. Goodbye, rip Banshee.
Yes, Banshee's dead, and so is Abyss. Quicksilver grabs Jamie Madrox and runs away, and they were able to escape all of this like crazy tumbling down of this temple. And JB is like, "Well, I guess if you won't kill me, I'll have to do it myself."
Like, I was acting for mercy. You know how I could get into heaven if I didn't commit suicide? Well, I guess that's off the table, you asshole.
Thanks. I really just wanted to go out with, not killing myself, but okay.
No, one last sin.
Can you call Nightcrawler?
Nightcrawler fucking do it. Wolverine will do it.
That's what I'm saying. Literally anybody else on this team.
Yeah. Why did you have to send this X-Man?
Jesus.
Why did it have to be Quicksilver?
So the plan is basically that if he can reabsorb all of their souls, I guess, and they just become like lifeless husk, which seems like a complete waste of flesh to me. So
yeah, we'll all end up in a vat.
Sure. Yeah, we're gonna vat them. Don't worry about it.
I think this happens in the real 616. Like, when Madrox does something like this, they all just disappear.
Yeah,
I think leaving them as like automatons is just, they thought it'd be creepier or whatever. But this allows Bishop and Storm to escape. They show up. They say like, "Rip Bishop" or "Rip Banshee." Also Madrox. I love how they're like all sad about Banshee. And then Bishop's like, "And what of this one here?" at the diapered fellow on the ground dead. And then they basically say he was a hero.
you skipped over an important part, which is that this whole
What
process
did I miss?
has turned Bishop white for some reason, which
Yeah.
seems kind of like a bad move.
Yeah.
Marvel.
He drained his powers too much. Yeah. He's he's off Open Mike Eagle's X-Men team now.
Damn.
Yeah. We cut back to the Xavier estate where Rogue is beating up. So those aren't Gambit's boots. Who was just dead in the floor?
Maybe they were just random X-Men
look
boots.
Look at the boots. It was Jubilee. That's weird. Why did she kill Jubilee? Why did she punch Jubilee? Jubilee can't take that hit. So this is where Gambit's confessing, like, he gave the baby to Strong Guy. He was the only one who could have got the baby out alive.
Which doesn't seem true. Like I guess they're saying that like Strong Guy, like just with the huge mass of his muscles, like was able to get through the rubble without killing somebody, without the baby being damaged. But like there was a moral choice there that Gambit made for a little bit. So I'm not sure. Are we just skating over that or what?
Gambit's skating over it. He's just lying, I think.
Yeah, which I would too. Like if I had to say this to Rogue, I'd be like, no, I'm not going to say that.
It's my first day.
Yeah. And who's going to say otherwise? Lila Shaney? I got her in my back pocket.
It's my girl. She stands by her, man.
That girl's ride or die with me right now. Yeah.
Dark Rider or die. So other people show up at this point. Nightcrawler shows up with Destiny, asking where Bishop is, and Bishop shows up. Basically, like they're just like, oh, like all of Magneto's plans are actually working. And the team is basically together doing their one last hero shot before they go fight Apocalypse.
Yep.
And the clever readers will see in the background an Iceman crawling on the ground. He didn't say anything, no lines, no actions, but he is also present.
The height difference makes him kind of look like an ice dog here. Like every Are we sure that is Iceman and not Ice Dog?
In this version, he could become a dog because he just like is made of sentient ice or whatever. So why not? But this is all going to end up happening in X-Men Omega, which I'll definitely reread before we do the thing because I vaguely remember it. The Colossus stuff in it's really cool.
Good deal.
Because that story ended up being a really good one of this. And that's the issue. It's kind of messy. Like a lot of things happen in it. It's just a rescue mission.
Yes.
To grab Bishop. And they lost an X-Man and a diaper. But they succeeded.
Boy, am I not looking forward to adult diapers.
You mean in your life?
Yeah.
Yeah, me neither. I've had that thought. I had a cousin who had a colostomy bag and got it like very young. And I felt really bad for her because like what a complication to your life,
Yeah, I had my uncle that just passed away last year. Like he was in extremely bad health anyway, but like he had one, and it's just not fun. Like it's just not a cool thing at all. And it has to be really terrible.
There's ways to jazz them up. Like you can make them cool, but they don't start out cool. But you have to really bedazzle them shits.
How do you? Oh, you're talking about a bedazzling machine. Okay, so
yeah,
interesting.
yeah. You get a rhinestone colostomy bag going.
That's okay. Sure.
Took it too far. Jeremy can't follow me on the blinging up your colostomy bag.
I just think that
joke path.
I don't know, man. Like I mean, the more diamonds you put on it, it just seems like the structure, like you know what I'm saying? Like you don't want that thing to leak, and like the more rhinestones that you hot glue onto the motherfucker, like the more points
it's more
of weakness.
likely to leak. You'd have to reinforce it. Like you have to get like a rhinestone like box or a colostomy box.
And at this point, don't you just want to trust that the medical professionals have done their job and been like, yeah, here's a good colostomy bag. Don't fuck it up.
I want to, but the medical professionals don't know about fashion. You ever seen one of those medical dildos? They're incredibly plain. They don't even look like a dick.
I haven't. And and I'm going to, now that I've got this $20 a month VPN to look at animal dicks, I'm going to look at medical dildos because why not?
It's real.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I believe you. I'm not saying that it's not.
Yeah. It's not a cryptid. I agree with you. I feel bad for your uncle. I'm sorry I cut off your story about your uncle.
Oh no, that was it. It was just that he had one, and that had to be terrible for him. Like it's not a fun situation for anybody.
Absolutely, like just super scary.
He didn't die from putting rhinestones on his colostomy bag, though, so you don't have to worry.
Well, that's thank God.
that would have been really weird, and I've been like, Gary, really? Too soon, man.
Yeah, I think about my body failing all the time, basically, and I'm scared of all of it. Like the adult diapers thing, I'm scared of. And like, if you have it as a just in case measure, I'm not as scared as if it's just like, this is just what happens. I have no say in this. Like, that's very scary to me.
The thing that I get into is thinking about like, being one of those older guys that like can't walk real good and can't like move around real good. And I'm like, man, and as I'm sitting on my couch looking at Twitter and watching like, the X-Men animated series for the 4th time, I'm like, man, I should really go exercise to prevent that. Scroll.
What are you going to do?
Yeah. Hey, Autumn, grab me another pineapple popsicle.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, if we live to see that, we've done our jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah.
You could just move in with me and we could not walk together.
Hell yeah, man. You're in my backup plan of like, if this whole Patreon thing explodes and I end up homeless, I got a small list of people who I know have spare rooms. If Gary has to go live somewhere for a little while,
and none of them are in Portland.
yeah, actually true. Because it is an expensive city. My really good buddy Derek has a 3-bedroom house and he lives alone.
Okay.
He just like, it was the smallest house he could get because he went to a rural area, and they're all for raising huge families. So he has his room. He's got a room that is kind of like an office, but he doesn't use it because all of his office stuff he put in his living room, so he could like play computer and watch TV. And then he has a room that's just full of lamps that he doesn't need because he has overhead lighting that he likes.
Sure. Okay.
So I've been like, I can move into that lamp room if I ever had to.
Yeah. I mean, we just have a guest bedroom, but
yeah, it's just like a normal bedroom. It's way better. You're moving up the list, man.
There's a king size bed in a room that does not need a king size bed in it whatsoever. But hey, like, who's going to complain about more bed space, right?
No, that's way better. And also never nary a lamp to be found. Like, it's a huge advantage.
I think there are 2 lamps in it right now. So
I'm out.
Fuck off.
Thanks everybody for listening. We appreciate you.
We do.
We have one more week really of Age of Apocalypse, plus maybe some miscellaneous if we decide to.
So there's there's X-Men Universe number 2, X-Men Omega number 1. And then that's it.
Feedback. And then we might, and if we want to do X-Men Chronicles, we can. If we don't want to start a new series at the end of a week, which I don't know if that really matters. We'll see how we're feeling.
I think it matters for our like tone. Like, I think we'll have a filler episode.
Yeah.
We'll do Chronicles.
Yeah, we'll
check in on Chronicles and see what's up with that.
Yeah. We had to switch gears. Like, I don't think we can just like immediately go into like Joss Whedon's X-Men.
Why are there so many feet?
After.
It's so weird.
Yeah. So we appreciate you taking the Age of Apocalypse journey with us very much. You can also leave us ratings and reviews on Apple Podcasts or anywhere podcast reviews are found.
It's true.
And tell your friends about it.
Please do.
You have friends who like Goofs or X-Men.
Yeah.
That's us.
It's us. That's all we do is Goofs and X-Men. So that's a lot of Goofs and a lot of X-Men. We love you. Stay safe. Stay healthy. And we'll see you next time.